Under our missions have just clear instructions. Look for markets, look for investors, and look for tourists. That's the marching orders that we have given under our new economic and commercial diplomacy strategy. In the last 15 years, Uganda has added 31 new products to our export basket, and I'm willing to share that with you. All this manufacturing, we need markets for these products. And there is no better market than some of our neighbors and our region. Because one, it's easier to access those markets. Two, we have the same tests. Three, logistically. And four, what is happening in the world. You haven't had any African country impose tariffs on our exports.
Asked whether Somalia is now safe for Uganda private sector investment, Uganda's deputy head of mission to Mogadishu, Ambassador Major General retired Nathan Mugisha, had this to say.
Like Uganda Airline was also reluctant to go to Somalia until they had to make me write a statement confirming that they would be safe. Since they went there, they have never regretted. So stop fearing the unknown. I would encourage you guys to do collaboration if you are still in that state of fear. There is a lot of collaboration we can do with our brothers and sisters in Somalia. But we have a large community of Somalis here. Why don't we start with that? You know, Somalis are very trusted people. Why don't we take advantage of this? Make partnership and we go and exploit these opportunities. Not only in Mogadishu, but entire Somalia.
The JPC will run under the theme promoting Uganda-Somalia partnership through investment, trade and tourism in Somalia. It is expected to provide fresh opportunities for regional trade and economic growth. Dennis Igoa for UBC.
Sweden has signed a partnership with Uganda to boost trade efficiency through its Africa-wide SWIFT initiative. The $2.5 million four-year program will be implemented by Trademark Africa. The initiative aims at making cross-border trade faster, cheaper and more efficient by applying proven regional approaches tailored to national priorities. Our reporter has more.
The proposed intervention under SWIFT in the Uganda-Rwanda corridor is elimination of non-tariff barriers and establishing a European Union deforestation regulation compliant data warehouse in Uganda.
So far, about 1.5 million farms have already been traced, and the data is still with the provider, the contractor who has been doing this traceability. But this is again a national matter. This trade must continue, and also we need to have a place that is that the importers on the side of the EU can be able to say, you know what, we verified this data from Uganda is correct.
The $2.5 million Swedish initiative for facilitating trade in Africa targets greater efficiency, inclusivity and resilience along the Northern Corridor.
We are doing in trade facilitation, trying to speed up trade, digitalization, but also very much looking at the people, in very many cases women and young people and small businesses that are actually doing the actual cross-border trade, important job creation for people and for their livelihood, but also actually very important for the economy of Uganda and the region.
Most importantly, integration must benefit people. By strengthening the simplified trade regime, supporting cooperatives, and improving access to finance and information, we are not only facilitating trade, but also improving livelihoods, which is actually the target of this integration.
Many traders, especially small businesses, women and youth, still face delays and high costs caused by non-tariff barriers and limited digital tools in the Northern Corridor region.
From 2019, when COVID came in, consolidated cargo increased to the extent that URI was a bit overwhelmed because there was no system to deconsolidate, and therefore traders had to find their own ways, which brought in tax leakages, and those are the struggles we've been seeing. Going forward with a system that we are going to be working with, that SWIFT and TMA are going to be supporting, we will have a deconsolidation system, and traders will be coming with their own tax identification numbers, which is the solution to this issue.
According to the World Bank, Uganda's exports of goods and services increased from about $6.4 billion in 2021 to $9.1 billion in 2024. As trade expands, the need for efficient systems has never been greater. Charlotte Amuge for UBC.
In more news, energy sector players have described geographical information systems as a cornerstone for aligning energy investments with national priorities. This was at the 11th Utilities GIS conference in Kampala, held under the theme Mapping Uganda's Energy Future, Smart Data, Smart Decisions.
This year's conference focused on scaling up data collection, harmonizing geospatial standards, and integrating local government input into national energy planning. Uganda's energy leaders underscored the crucial role of the geographical information systems in transforming Uganda's energy landscape.
GIS is basically a tool that is very critical for government in the sense that it helps us collect the data that we need in real time and helps us also to in prioritization. We started this in 2011, like you've already noted, and since then it has been growing from strength to strength.
GIS has become essential for planning, monitoring and managing Uganda's energy and utility assets. The energy sector relies on precise knowledge of resource locations, demand patterns and efficient connectivity.
It allows you to collect, be able to store this data, be able to visualize it on a map. So there are map-based systems that can be able to help people to make informed decisions in an interactive and easy-to-use interface as well.
Florence Nkalubo, chairperson of the Energy Sector GIS Working Group, recalled that the initiative was launched in 2011 to address scattered and inconsistent geospatial data. She highlighted how smart mapping has helped identify underserved communities, guided climate-resilient infrastructure, and supported rural electrification and agro-industrial growth.
As an investor, you get to know which areas you should invest in, which are ripe for your development, for your investment, and it helps you understand the markets around that area, if you are looking for land, maybe for third-party industries of oil and gas, you know where to look for that land and the vicinity of what you want to locate and its proximity to those facilities. So GIS helps us understand all those things.
Her sentiments are echoed by Engineer Prataz Tibia Kinura, Chief Engineer and Technical Service Officer at UEDCL.
The distribution network, both that used to be under UEDCL's operations and management, and the bigger part of the network that used to be managed by UMEME, are all covered in a GIS system. The reports that we have prepared today, we have so far, for example, prepared the status of the distribution asset as it is. We have also developed, for example, now the investment plan for 5 years, but all those have been guided by the GIS system.
The GIS conference brought together planners, regulators, GIS specialists, oil and gas experts, and development partners to explore how smart data can drive Uganda's economy transition and the goal of universal electricity access by 2040.
The Tanzanian State Mining Corporation is eyeing the Ugandan market as a key destination for its vast coal deposits and Rafiki coal briquettes. The delegation from STAMICO, led by Deos Alex, the Marketing and Public Relations Manager, was among the international exhibitors at the just concluded Mineral Wealth Conference in Kampala. BRU caught up with the team, who shared insights on their business ambitions and how they align with Uganda's energy transition agenda. We have a report.
Aim was to be part of the conference, but we've also come here to look for a market for our coal and our Rafiki briquette. Now, as you know, we have a mining site in Kiwira, Songwe region. It's one of the largest coal fields in Tanzania. We've been mining coal for a long time, and we have some customers here in Uganda. And one of the reasons we have come here is to, first of all, to visit the customer that we have, but also to look for more customers. in Uganda. As you know that Uganda now has a lot of steel industries, and one of the components for steel industry is the usage of energy. Now coal is one of the best energy solution because its volatility is high, it's affordable, it's cheaper than using electricity, so and other source of energy. So we've come for that. But out of the coal, from the coal dust, we were able to do a research from the dust of the coal. We were able to do a research where we did we put an industrial process of taking the dust and taking through the process called carbonation. We reduce the carbon dioxide content, but also reduce the volatility of the coal. So it does not burn. It burns, but then it doesn't, because coal will have higher volatility. That's why it's an industrial use. But for domestic, the process of carbonation, it takes more than 16 to 20 hours, and make the coal, the briquette, to be dry. Yeah. So that becomes a clean source of energy called Rafiki briquette. Now Rafiki briquette is a great alternative to charcoal and firewood. It can burn up to 4 hours. So when you have 8 kilograms of Rafiki briquette, you're able to cook 50 plus kgs of maize or corn or beans. So we are looking for institutions that serve more than 100 people. You know, the likes of the prisons, with the likes of the schools, colleges, hospitals, and you know, we've been meeting people while here in Uganda, and we want to, you know, to urge the Ugandans. You know, we understand there's a big need right now for an alternative of a source of energy, knowing that you have had issues with deforestation. So we are bringing this as a great alternative. One, it's very affordable. Two, it's something that will light up or burn for over 4 hours. So it will save you time, it will save you money. So this is something that we want to take it to a lot of institutions around. In Tanzania, it has been certified by Tanzania Bureau of Standards, indicating that there are no poisonous gas that will be emitted from Rafiki briquette. In Tanzania, this Rafiki briquette has had a lot of success. All of our prisons in Tanzania, 129 of them, they are utilizing this. Tanzania is ready to supply, is ready to collaborate with Ugandans, is ready to ensure that the supply of coal and supply of Rafiki briquette is plenty in Uganda. The idea of this was for institutions and for, you know, individuals. You know, you have someone like him, you know, is cooking for one person, you know, he can also use this. Or he's cooking for a friend.
In another development, youth in Uganda have been urged to be proactive in the fight against climate change and to dismiss utterances by those who claim that climate change is a hoax and shift to eco-friendly energy sources is a waste of time and resources. Experts say by harnessing technology and innovation, young people can play a critical role in slowing down or even curbing greenhouse gas, the leading catalyst of climate change.
At the UN General Assembly, President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, dismissed climate change as the greatest con job ever perpetrated and a scam during his address.
Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, this climate change, it's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong.
Such remarks from a global leader remain highly controversial and risk watering down efforts by various organizations and activists championing climate resilience. They condemned the comments and called for more global support to strengthen the fight against climate change.
More and more politicians are doing work for mitigating all of this, but I know there's still some people that are skeptical or that are going against this, but they should just look at reality and look how the reality is, and people moving because of disasters. Even in the US, there's been a lot of cyclones. In Italy, there's been a lot of floodings.
What happens when a farmer grows his crops, is expecting to yield, and because of the climate change, he cannot have the yields. Maybe the floods come and, or maybe it has not rained, his crops cannot grow. So climate change is actually more real than people think.
These observations were made during the Code for Climate Hackathon, hosted by Cavendish University and organized by the International Organization for Migration and Climate Skaters, CITESI. The initiative seeks to actively engage young people in action through innovation and technology.
So the Code for Climate is all about climate change, displacement and resilience. We are seeing students showcase a lot of innovations, showcase their ideologies. And we are saying that we don't want to keep these ideologies in the classrooms. We want to transfer these solutions to the communities.
We had partners, collaborators coming in together to inspire us, to mentor us as we showcased different products and projects that students have done in climate action.
The reality, however, is already evident, with countries and economies around the world grappling with the consequences of rising global temperatures, prolonged droughts, and increased storm frequency, among other effects.
Climate change has been affecting everyone's lives, and it's becoming more and more severe. Especially for women and girls, the crisis is even worse. They walk longer distances for water, putting them at greater risk for violence. This crisis, it is not just about water. It impacts health, food security, livelihood, as my colleague said, and even peace.
Marion Awori, UBC.
We fight poaching to protect the wildlife for the next generation. We want the next generation to find wildlife thriving. 2, we protect wildlife from poaching, not to lose, pick this key word, not to lose key species of animals into extinction. Like, I'll give an example. We have leopards, lions. If you go to Kidepo, there are cheetahs. We have shoebill storks. We protect them to ensure that those key species don't get extinct, and we look for them and fail to get them.
President Yoweri Museveni commissioned the Kiram Motor Vehicle plant in Jinja, marking a key step in Uganda's green industrialization effort. The multi-million-dollar facility is actively shaping the entire mobility ecosystem in the African continent. Have a look in our Sounds of Business. Living with integrity simply means aligning your actions with your values, even when no one is watching. We will see you next time here on BRU. My name is Maureen Babidie. Have a lovely night.